Crazy, cool, Gap, jeans, yeah, buy them, you love them, you look like a 90s mom. Is the Gap even still in business? The real question of this video.
I don't know.
In the comments, let us know. I'm not Googling it.
I'm definitely... The Gap?
Yeah, exactly. Where am I going to get a fanny pack from? I'm trying to become a K-pop stan. I need to get a fanny pack.
What's the Gap? I've never heard of such a place, we'll say.
Oh, it's the area between culture and the wasteland. It's the last bastion of humanity.
I see.
That's the Gap. That's where you can find it all.
I've never heard of the Gap.
Oh, man. Dude, you get all the best jeans from there.
I shop at, where do I shop?
I don't know where you shop. Internet. Internet.com. Internet.com. We're not sponsored by them, but if you're out there.
Yeah. I just, now that I think about it, I haven't been out in so long.
Someone's clearly still got the cabin fever. It is day 1 billion of the quarantine, so.
There was time now.
Well, while he's living in a world of darkness, we're going to start this video.
Demon!
Just be sure to like, subscribe. I guess if there's a bell, click it. I hear everyone mention that one now. Bing, ding, ding. So, what do we got this week?
Bells? You mean they're not just in my head?
No, they're tubular.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a JoJo reference.
Right.
I got that reference.
Alright. So this week we're drawing, if you saw from the picture, a bunch of cool wolves and people riding wolves in a crystalline forest.
Yes.
Crystalline.
Not just any kind of people. Orcs.
Yes, we've got a non-human race.
Finally.
Yeah, one of the first. I think it's the first one we've shown other than those angels.
Yeah, that's. I think that's.
And technically, the pontiff is part giant.
Yeah, I guess, but they didn't know that until we talked about it. So.
Yeah, but still, it was a shown.
Yes. But yeah, no, orcs. First non-humans aside from the angels.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other things.
Well,
I guess the mermaids. Yeah.
The mermaids. I forgot we did do the mermaids for Mermaid.
But we didn't show them on video yet.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. They were on stream, though.
Timelines, they're merging.
But all the timelines are crisscrossed.
Yeah.
They'll make you jump.
Yeah. Might as well jump.
Oh, this is when you're drawing the derpy dog face.
Hey man, there's a lot of fucking references of wolves, and this is just the best one I could find.
Yeah, I know, right? No, it was funny. I just remember Jamie said he looked real derpy. Because his face was a little too small.
It was a bit too swished.
Squished, yeah. He's a little squished.
Frumpy. It looked like
there you go.
He looked like he ran into a wall, basically.
Yeah.
I had to fix that.
He gets fixed later, yeah.
But, yeah, he's just a little frumpy there.
Yeah.
He's just so excited.
I know. This is a pretty realistic wolf.
Yeah, he's just happy.
Yeah. It's a doggo.
This little doge. He's a good boy. But,
That's funny.
Yeah, no, the first time we're showing these races, this race is the orc race, and there's actually a lot of depth to this race, as opposed to most human races. One of the things that we love and strive for is breaking stereotypes and cultural norms for the orc race.
No, we just try to use different things in different ways.
Well, I'm specifically talking about orcs.
Okay, yeah. So we try to do that with anything. Like mermaids, we had freaking mermaid ghosts.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure someone's done a mermaid ghost before.
Yeah.
Probably not, actually.
Maybe not the same as us, but it's pretty, so we try to take a different...
well, no, I'm talking about, in the fact that we're diversifying the orc race.
Oh, you mean just, there's more than one?
Yeah. Because
I think sometimes that pops up.
Yeah, I don't know, but I just know that, most times whenever it's orc races...
It's very Lord of the Rings, Tolkien, orcs are evil.
Yeah, obviously super evil, or there's only one breed of orcs. Sometimes they're based off pigs.
Yeah.
Things like that. They're mostly always shown in a much more negative fashion.
Yeah. If you're going by that, then definitely.
Yeah, because again, I'm trying to show them with a more variety. Mm-hmm. You have different subcultures of orcs.
Yeah.
Because some orcs that live here in this crystal forest are more of the hunter-gatherer, sort of shamanic tribal type. Whereas you have the orcs that live in the more cold climates as well that are going to come in some point, I imagine.
Yeah.
We'll get there. It's a long road. It's a long and winding road.
Maybe we should have filmed a different morning. You're a little loopy.
Hey, no, this actually that song fits.
It actually does fit because
those are
You're
wolves.
Right. You're right.
Look, Wes.
You're right.
But no.
And that band did have 5 wolf heads.
It did. Yes, the band did have 5 wolf heads, and there's
and a ghost.
And a ghost.
There was also a ghost.
So see, this is
that
all
concert
relevant.
was sick.
It was all relevant. Everything.
Yeah. Now we're starting to work on like the cool wolf god.
Yeah, this is the wolf god that the orc tribe both worship /
like live with.
Live with, yeah.
Yeah.
They're
still talking.
Yeah, this forest is part of a weird system of these magic trees and things like that have turned to crystal and caused the fauna or the wildlife here to also kind of mutate a little bit with the magic crystals and things like that. And some of them have become larger, so like these orcs, which are already pretty large individuals, can actually ride these wolves as if they were like horses.
It's like some Princess Mononoke kind of.
Right, and then this wolf in particular has a lot of crystals jutting out of it with a lot of magic powers and things like that that they use for divination, for...
yeah, it has definitely like a different look even, like its face is much sharper.
Yes.
Pointy ear, things like that.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, even wolves all have different
faces.
faces.
Yeah, but I just mean like, you made it definitely like stand out much more.
Right.
Even just the way it looks, like its eyes like that and stuff too, aside from the cool decorations it has.
Right. But yeah, we wanted to make it seem like the crystals were coming out of the ground in this like more harsh environment. I kind of based the trees in this crystal forest off of dragon trees from Africa.
Yeah, they're really cool.
So the ground itself is also very crystal. It's kind
of like rocky.
Very rocky.
Hard rock, yeah.
But most people don't really go to this area for fear of death.
Yeah, there's not much like quote civilization here. The only thing you can get are, I guess, like some of these crystals that grow here would be worth money.
That's about it. Yeah.
They have like magical properties and stuff like that, but these guys are not having it.
Yeah, they don't really like outsiders. The only person they really tolerate is a wandering wizard that carries around fairies with him.
Yeah.
Which I don't think we've had a video for him yet, do we?
No, he's on Twitch though.
Yeah, he is on Twitch.
He's on Twitch, but I have not finished his video yet. That was a long one. That was a good one though. There was a lot of like cool pastels and stuff.
Yeah, it was a long one. That one took a while. But yeah, no, this one is that character lives here in this forest most of the time. That's why in his picture actually you see some of those same trees. When you're looking out the window.
In fact, there's an individual in the back standing on their wolf.
Yeah, because he's doing
the like gyro.
Yeah, doing the little gyro thing. Because he's the lookouts. They're all like going places. This is the scene that was more like trying to evoke that they're here to see somebody.
It started off where I think originally we were kind of had like they might have been hunting was the first kind of idea, and then you drew the first guy in the front with his bow drawn, and then everyone else came together. I was just like, this guy doesn't feel like that, and so we realized the piece was more almost looks like a meeting, especially because like the way the wolf is sideways, and
then there's a guy in the center.
Guy with the staff is kind of standing there.
This character is a very important shaman character, which I might do a separate piece for him. Or her actually. I found out. I remember this now. So orcs in this traditional sense, they all have horns, like tusks, to kind of go back to the base off of pigs in the sense of the word. But the way their tusks grow, it's from the back of the head that kind of grow in specific ways. So if the tusks grow upward, it's a male. If it grows downward, female. That's one way you can tell. So the tusks coming down and up like this on the shaman will showcase that this character is actually a woman.
Oh, okay. You can't really tell that from very far away. And they have a mask on, I think.
They do have a mask on. This character is a shaman, one of the seers, and is basically one with the wolf in the background, to say. And she's also wielding the... God, this took me so long to get that wolf right.
I know. That's why I leave it in here, because it's kind of cool to watch all the times you change everything.
Yeah,
because people think you just... there's a lot of misconceptions. People think you just, draw the whole thing at once.
I do, yeah.
That's it. No sketching, no... that's a lot of things people see about art. They're like, oh, they just... done.
Yeah.
done. You know.
Obviously.
So,
I don't even pencil.
He doesn't.
I just go straight to ink.
Yeah. Just straight Rohan's it.
Yeah, right. But no, the Murdenwald.
Yeah, it's one of the legendary weapons made by the
Smiths.
Those Smiths.
That we've had pictures of.
Yeah, we did their picture earlier a few weeks back.
Mm-hmm. This is one. So yeah, there's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Interconnectivity.
Yeah, we're really starting to get to how everything interconnects in this world now.
Yeah.
Now that we've got more and more pictures.
Yeah, and I think where I'm at currently on the timeline of how many. Oh yeah, we did.
Forgot to turn the fan off.
I was wondering why I felt so nice.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. We'll keep it going. We're already gone too far.
Yeah, it's too late.
It's too late. The distracting thing will be in the background. I think this will be low. There we go.
Sure.
That's magic.
Fuck it.
I'm not editing it out.
No. Yeah, timeline-wise. Where am I at? I think timeline-wise I've got like 28 illustrations left to go.
Mm-hmm.
Though the number keeps increasing just because of the fact I'm like, oh, well, I should probably do something for... I'll do an illustration, be like, oh, there's a small detail in this picture that I'm like, well, I should give this character a bit more, background, focus. And then I'm like, oh, well, that's another piece to do. Another brick in the wall. All right, I guess, fine, whatever.
Oh, and I think it's around here you realize you drew this person's head too big.
Yeah.
And then it'll get erased.
Yep, it's...
Because it does look, looking back at it, it does look kind of funny.
Yeah, it's a tough thing, is getting proportions right whenever they're on fantastical things. Because you're like, well, how big is this character? How big is this wolf?
And this wolf looks like it's smaller than the other wolf probably at the front. I'm not quite sure, so it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, because his head's just too big right here, and his body is pretty proportionate. Like, this wolf being a bit smaller than the average one, and him being a bit bigger than it is fine, but no,
there it goes.
Yeah, but his head was definitely too big.
Yeah, his head was much too big. He was getting to be like a chibi character.
Jesus.
No, not like that. Crazy.
Oh, God, that reminds me of that fucking Behance shit. Like, looking online at job applications for freelance work. There was somebody who was just like, hi, I want you to do chibi work. And I'm like...
I need a chibi artist.
I need a chibi artist. And I'm like...
So if you're a chibi artist, go on Behance.
I mean, I applied anyway. I didn't even show them any chibi work that would make it seem like I knew what I was doing. But hey, fuck it.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, no, this part is...
here's where you start working on trees.
Yeah, trees. Again, there's a lot of cool stuff. And then we talked about this character. Because I left the character riding this wolf alone for a while. Because we were still debating on whether or not it should have the drawn bow or not. So eventually what I did is I made the character leaning over, holding the bow still.
Yeah, because I did like showing off that they have a bow.
Yeah, because this what's the word, tribe is more about the hunt sort of thing. So making them skilled on horseback and using bow and arrow felt fitting. Also the fact that they're more based on like Native American tribes, things like that, was a big draw to these characters. So gotta lean into it as best you can whenever you're basing things off of cultural stuff. What else? I mean, because the orcs themselves, if we were to give them like a language or anything like that, most of it's based off of Russian actually. Based on
because their original culture is like in the north.
Yeah, so there's a lot more. Like if they were to speak, it would be like a weird bastardization of Russian. If you think of it like that, I guess.
Yeah.
Like how Louisiana is like Cajun French versus regular French, something like that, or like Mexican Spanish versus Spain Spanish.
Yeah, like Castilian Spanish, I think it is, or something like that.
It's a weird aside, but that's something that I think about once in a while whenever I'm doing characters or races. I kind of try to think about like what culture they'd be based on.
Yeah, because it's good to get some real world inspiration. Like, you can only be inspired by things you've seen.
Exactly. And then what else? That too is like also like with...
I love how this is hidden.
Yeah, right? Coming up with names and things like that too is also just important as well. Because like when I was working on like some comics like for Arl Duaria and stuff like that, I made sure all of the L's were given Spanish names and all of the...
Yeah, it just helps to make name and conventions. Oh, and here you can see he's cheating by referencing his own work.
I know. Can you believe I would reference my own drawings?
Oh, okay. See, I see it now. I see those horns. I thought they were part of their cape or their mask or something.
No.
Oh, okay, now I got it.
That's her own horns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like how their cape goes with like the leg. I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, again, I wanted to make sure that they looked like they were one individual thing.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, now I'm remembering one part about this piece that's just so tilting. So I am going to be using something called masking fluid here in a bit.
Oh, no, that's a ways away.
I mean, I know it's a ways away, but
yeah.
a bit.
Okay.
And it's just like, because I needed so I could do the inks and stuff like that without having to worry about getting, in the lines and stuff like that. And then, it destroyed all of the line art mostly.
Yeah, that was pretty tragic.
Yeah, it's alright. I managed to save it, so.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, this was before you changed to the way you've been doing it recently.
Right.
Also, which has helped a lot, I think.
Definitely. If you notice that these little charms that are like holding his hair together, they also have the symbol of like a Celtic knot tree. That's like what Merton Wilt's the little staff there.
Yeah.
So it reflects that as well. So that kind of keeps the theme together, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
What is it you always refer to whenever you're talking about style guide?
Yeah.
Keeps the style guide.
Yeah, we don't have an official style guide, which is something you would have made early on in the process for this.
Yeah, I don't work that way.
Yeah, we do it all by the fly though. So
yeah, it's like
the record button. That's what I'm trying to find here. Yeah,
we don't really. Yeah, we just do it by the fly and like
come
back to it. I'll just do a design and be like, all right, this design will be something later. Fuck it.
Yeah, because normally when you're designing something like this, you would have a style guide that would have, concept art of characters from every region, concept art of things like that, and then there'd probably be a creative team that would have wrote a bunch more stuff already about what these things mean and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Versus we just do that legitimately while we're drawing half the time.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, a lot of this character stuff I'm doing, I have old sketchbooks that I've been looking at and coming up with designs for.
Yeah, well that's where that comes from.
That was also like the original inception for this book was to like just use a bunch of old illustrations of mine and just redraw them all and then kind of just have it as like a non-committal sort of thing. And then I was like, I don't really like the idea of just something that doesn't have any story or anything like that to it, so then it was like, maybe I'll give it a plot. And then I was like, wow, that sounds like a terrible idea.
So we just decided it would be like an illustrated world. It's kind of like a world guide.
Yeah, because again, doing a plot is a lot different than having like,
And you can kind of have, like a narrative. You're talking about a structured narrative.
Versus
Like there's a quote loose like plot going on in this world, but there's not a structured narrative.
That's it, yeah.
You're talking about A to B, a character's journey, or
right.
A to Z, I guess, a better way to put that. But
I wouldn't say A to B. There's usually
Yeah, you're talking about a full-on, like, structured narrative with characters and plots and subplots and things like that, versus you can kind of create an illusion of that by just making a ton of stuff that's connected together in this, and then you can fill in the gaps later. Like, there's words and there's a lore that accompanies all of these pieces.
Right, but then also at the same time too, it's like with like coming up with the narrative structure, I feel like I would miss out on a lot of parts of the world just because of the fact I'm like, oh, I can't fit this in because we need to get to X point here.
Yeah, you have to. It's a lot harder. Yeah, you're gonna end up with like a One Piece level thing where it has to go all over the whole world 100 times
to be able to make sure you understand everything that's going on.
Yeah,
and then like and since it's an illustrated book rather as opposed to a comic
or just an actual novel.
Yeah, it's just it wasn't gonna be conducive to what I wanted it to be. So having it be a bunch of illustrations that all loosely connect together in this world. With a bunch of lore and things like that, felt like it was the right way to go.
The pieces still tell a story.
Yeah, for sure. And then that's all you really needed to do is just to slightly tell a story. And here's me fixing this.
Fixing the wolf's face.
Yeah, I said I put the snoot out a little more.
Yeah, get his snout out there.
But yeah, I'm pretty glad with the approach we have taken on these books thus far. Because like a lot of times up to this point, we had been trying out new product ideas, things like that. None of them were really.
Oh yeah, and we gave the wolf some earrings and stuff. There's so many times when I'm just like looking at some of these pieces, I'm like, but how can we fit in random fantasy jewelry?
Yeah, right.
Because I love that about fantasy, like Amano and just just seeing historical art where people have tons of jewelry.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit.
It's not a thing we do in our culture as much now.
No, it's gaudy apparently, which I'm like, that's so dumb.
Yeah.
But no, as I was saying, before we did this book, we had a lot of different products we were trying to make, and none of them were really sticking.
Yeah, it was tough to make it come together.
And so this is something that like we had talked about a lot, and I was like, man, I do really enjoy doing like fantasy work, things like that. So, plus it was a nice change of pace from
just constant fan art you were doing.
Yeah, the constant fan art, and then the more cerebral work I was doing too at the same time, where it was much more collage and a lot more crazy, and not as much concrete work.
No, I like some of that stuff.
I liked it too. Good. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't. It wasn't. Because we were thinking about doing what is it? The Oracle deck.
I think we just kind of ran out of good ideas on it.
Yeah, I mean,
we could probably come back to it later and it'll work.
Yeah, I got still 5 illustrations left from that series.
Yeah.
But like, again, one of those things that's really important when you're doing art and trying to understand like where you're coming from is when is it a good time to just stop, and when is a good time to take a break. When is something that's like, because a lot of people have that, what is that, sunken cost value or
sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah, that's it. Where you think you have to do it because of the fact you've been doing it for so long.
Yeah, it's the like, well, I've already watched 8 seasons of this show. I might as well watch the other 10.
Yeah, even though the show is like bad now,
and you didn't even like it past season 4.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Like things like that. That's probably where we were at with that project. So
yeah,
it's fine. You should definitely, think about that stuff whenever you're doing art too. It's just like, am I enjoying this? Yeah, it's a little tiny dirt dog.
Yeah, a little slow down.
It's a little dirt dog.
Like I said, I like giving some real time because you see how fast he goes, and then this is how he draws it. So, his little background characters like this.
Yeah, I mean, when they're small, you don't have to worry too much about what they look like.
Yeah. Plus, some of these, if I keep them real, if they're sped up, they'll just go like boom, boom,
and you'll miss it.
cut, and you can either miss them or it's not worth leaving them in. Or sometimes there's just details that I think is cool to look at. Like it should cut in a second once you finish the ground here. I think it's been a while. You might do some trees too.
Maybe. Either way, though, I do think it's funny because like with the small characters and large illustrations, like this is 18 by 24. But like when it's gonna go into a book, I usually realize like halfway through drawing something, I'm like, oh wait, this is gonna be shrunk to the point where you can't even see it. So it's like not an issue. So I'm just like, oh, just quick, rush over it. Don't worry about it. That sort of nonsense. What else? But yeah. We were talking about the understanding when to take a break and go do something else.
Yeah.
Because that's also the main point of art or anything you do is if you're not having fun doing it, you should just stop. Like, why are you doing it if you're not enjoying it? Yeah,
try something else. You might find you like it a lot more, which seems like is kind of what happened here.
Yeah.
Like now that you've started working almost entirely traditionally,
you
seem to enjoy it much more.
It's true. Digital art is something that I understand how to do it, and it's convenient in certain regards, like if I'm doing collage work or if I'm doing like small things. One of the things that kind of brought up this need to do traditional again was that I was working on some comic stuff, and the comic just wasn't looking good, or it wasn't giving me the way I wanted it to look color-wise.
I know you also just thought it was really tedious.
It is really tedious.
The digital coloring was really tedious for you, and you weren't enjoying it.
Yeah, so I just needed to take a break from that. So that was one of the reasons why I was like, okay, let me just go to skip out the middleman, because like a lot of the stuff I get from traditional stuff is what I want whenever the look comes out in the final product. So why bother trying to fake it digitally when I can just do it the good old fashioned way. Traditionally, because I mean I already mostly do everything traditionally anyway.
Yeah.
Might as well lean into it.
Yeah, a lot of it was just compared to a year ago, was you would do all the line art and then you would go color it digitally.
Right.
And sometimes you'd paint the background or, use something else, but most of the time they were handmade backgrounds and then you'd paint a character. So I think that was you trying to find that same wolf photo from earlier.
It was funny because I
save those references.
Well, no, what had happened was I had it like on the tab and it decided to refresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yes, technically I should just save the photo, but at the same time I was like, well, it's not that big a deal. I've got it up already. And then it just decided to go away,
The arrogance. The hubris.
Yes, the hubris. See, that's what we're going for.
The pride doth come before the fall.
I mean, you know me. Full of hubris. So much pride.
Right. This wolf has a different earring. I like it.
Yeah. That's another thing too, is I wanted to make sure that all of them had a very unique feel to them, because again, it's like a, what's the word, like
it's like real life.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
sure, let's go with that.
Everyone has different stuff, you know.
Yeah, and then like even like in the animal kingdom, like most animals do look very different.
Yeah, they'll still look different.
Like
you can have a pack of wolves, and you can, if you know them, you can tell them apart.
Mm-hmm. And then like with these orc characters too, they all look very unique and design. Even they're all wearing the same hunter outfit.
Yeah,
they're all very unique in the way they wear it, and that's why we had like those scholars from like the university. They all have like the same uniform, but they all can wear it differently. It's like it's it's anime. You know?
Yeah, it's anime.
Yeah, like, there's always a character that wears the traditional uniform. Pop the shirts open.
Or it's like Will Smith, where you just flip the jacket around inside out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you gotta do.
You gotta find your own Will Smith.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're back to the small dirt dude over here.
Yeah, doing the gyro.
On the lookout. Looking out for who they're trying to meet up. I like to imagine that they're trying to meet up with that wizard that we had drawn previously.
Yeah, that would be probably someone. It could be anybody, but yeah, it probably wouldn't be. There's not too many reasons for them to meet with anyone without just killing them.
Exactly, because again, this tribe is very isolationist.
Yeah, they kind of because when we were talking about this, we were thinking about back to the Native American connection. Is like if you go back in history, the way the settlers viewed people, they're kind of they can see them as a bit mystical, spiritual kind of. It comes out in some stuff. The less racist stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, they're there in the forest, and if you go too close, because that's also anywhere, even not just with Native Americans. There's always been a lot of spiritual reverence for the woods and stuff, for the animals and things like that.
Yeah, especially that's probably one of the reasons why I chose this as their basis, just because it's a forest.
Yeah. Because if you go into the woods, it's much easier to die.
Yeah.
It's more frightening in there. It's like that, and there's tons of European cultural stories, even just in Europe, that are like that, with witches and other things in the forest, protector spirits, in Japanese and things like that.
Yeah. So. Also, we talked about this too, is we thought about why these orcs were here in the forest if they had relatives that lived up in the north. And I don't know if we have come up to a conclusion yet, but
it has to do with that jewel. I know it had to do with something with this jewel. I think this jewel is like a piece of that crystal that's underneath the forest.
Right. Yeah, and because it called out to them. Or something like that.
It's something like that. Because they left on a religious.
Yeah, it was a pilgrimage.
Yeah, it's a religious reason originally, and now they're like the guardians of this forest.
Yeah, I knew it was a religious
because that crystal is involved with the dragon.
Yeah.
That we haven't got to yet.
Yeah, we're going to get there eventually.
Yeah. Eventually. There's a lot of stuff.
It's 20 some odd illustrations left.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on a limb here and say that I will probably have more than 28 illustrations to do by the time we get to our next video.
Probably.
I'll probably have finished like 10 more pieces.
Probably. But yeah, it's fantasy, so at some point you have to have a dragon.
Oh, obviously, yeah. We haven't drawn the dragon yet.
Yeah, we don't have a dragon. We have a giant fire lizard that we worked on stream a little while ago.
We also do have a sea serpent we worked on too.
Yeah. There's going to be a flying, I guess, is that a dragon that lady has? Yeah, so that is actually a smaller dragon. It's not like a legendary dragon.
More like a wyvern.
Yeah, it's like a wyvern, yeah. That's what it's more like.
Yeah, it's closer to that than it is like an actual
full-on dragon.
Because it's
it's like a dragon light.
Yeah, because it's something that
diet dragon.
Yeah, because a human can ride it.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that too, because we were talking about the size when I was working on sketch work for that dragon, and I was like, oh yeah, that's way too fucking big.
Yeah.
Because that's something else.
It's smaller. It's like Fire Emblem character.
Yeah, we were trying to think of sizing a lot whenever we come up with designs, things like that, because scale seems to be a very big part of this world.
Yeah, easily.
If you can just look at this image in general, scale seems to be played with a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like to think of it in terms of how I've heard the size of characters described in Dark Souls, where or One Piece is like that too.
Yeah, I was about to say One Piece.
The size of a character is for their power also.
Yeah, to showcase how strong they are.
Yeah, so you can think of it like that. If an animal is if something is huge too, that means it's incredibly strong.
Powerful, yeah.
It's generally more magical, more mystical, things like that.
It got really dark here all of a sudden.
It's because of how bright the light is coming in from the light table. It messes with the thing. I think I tried to fix it later in this video, or I tried to fix it in another video. But yeah, it's just because it's such intense light coming into the camera.
Gotcha.
That it like messes with the ISO settings or something. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not a photography major. But yeah, it's weird. See, this is when I started messing with it, I think. And then if you cover up more of it, the light comes in from everywhere else.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's like one of the hardest parts of filming all of your stuff is the lighting.
Yeah, it's because of this light box.
Yeah, it's also this room isn't that great for filming.
What are you talking about? We're doing so wonderful.
Oh, I know, right?
Filming right now.
Yeah. It was two little spotlights on us. That's why there's a shadow coming from this way and a shadow coming from that way.
Yeah.
So.
Magic. It's magic.
But yeah, it is funny because it looks like you turn off all the lights and then turn that on and draw.
I mean, I think we do turn off some of these little lights over here.
Yeah, we turn off the LED lights because you can't see through
I cannot, because it's watercolor paper is very hard to see through. But it's a very much thicker paper.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of One Piece, this was originally inspired from a One Piece picture, right?
Yes. The methodology of how I was going to color it was inspired by One Piece. A One Piece color cover featuring Robin and crew and a forest.
Yeah,
like
I'll remember.
More like an Aztec
I'll try to
forest.
remember to put it on screen here. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I gotta do the whiteout portion. Oh no, this
is the masking fluid you were alluding to earlier. Yeah, and then it started going everywhere, and I don't know if it's in the video, but this was thrown across the room into the trash can. I think it's actually still sitting in the corner because you missed the trash can. Is that it?
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. It's still here. Still here. The evil still lurks.
Yeah, it does.
We'll get it with the next trash day.
Yeah.
Something wicked this way comes.
Yeah, right. It's funny because then I'm like inking over the parts where it's like totally not.
Not I thought it was weird after that. You had a weird thing on this. You can see me swaying back and forth in the light there. I need to stop doing that.
He's swaying right
Actually,
now.
no, wait. I think the video is over that. So that's funny. So we can see that, but they won't see most of that.
Yeah.
I like it. Oh, did you see that when you did it? It was on screen too.
Yeah. No, it's funny that I just decided to just keep going into it.
And you got this cool pink like skies and stuff in the back.
Yeah, because
I think we were thinking about like some part 4 shit.
Part 4, a little bit of part 8.
Yeah, part 8. Oh, I think that was it. We were like talking about part 8. Yeah, definitely.
Which actually reminds me, I need to clean out my whatever this thing's called. Let's see if you see over here in the corner over that yonder. Or maybe that way, I don't know. The little inkwell thing that I have over there, that thing is a housing.
I think it'll go that way because this is reversed.
Over that way.
When it's on there, because you're usually on the you're on the far side from me. I'm near the edge.
In a direction.
See, like I'm reaching off the video right now.
Direction.
I turned the video off too with my powers.
Yeah,
that's why the skeleton is on screen right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
I need to clean that out. Regardless, but this is something I'm doing too. Is I'll just lay down the ink, and then use a little dabber to make sure it's not super dark. Because I don't want it to be what's the word I'm looking for? Like super.
Too dark?
No, what's the word? Vibrant.
Oh. Okay.
I want it to be a bit more muted.
Oh, that's what you're going for in this one.
Yeah, God bless. I can't do words.
It's all right.
But yeah, I want to make sure it's muted, so I'll dab it down a bit. I've been doing that a lot recently. And yeah, no. Now we're on a ticking time bomb for when I finally get rid of the masking fluid and the music. I actually got a blister from doing this. Coming up, and I just can feel it. It's coming.
Yeah, there's a clip of you just rubbing it that I saved for the outtakes video.
Yeah, so this is where I'm actually using it, and it's actually coming in handy because it's keeping it from,
going on to stuff.
Going on to our wolf here.
Yeah. But then it just drips all the way down.
Yeah, I saw that. And, there it is. And now I'm about to notice it. Am I about to notice it? No, I never noticed it.
You never noticed it.
No, I noticed it. There we go. I was like, come on, Matthew.
Yeah.
Come on, past me. What are you doing?
You're a madman. You were in a dark place when you were painting this. The fluid had just destroyed you.
I don't know if it was...
Blue powder.
Fun fact, this blue powder doesn't work nearly as well on ink.
Oh, damn. We had a ride there that we've totally fucked up. I might go.
Nah, that's fine.
Yeah, you're right. It's already in the video.
It's already here.
I think this was definitely one of the ones that I just wanted to get out of the way.
That's fair. Now here we go. Me doing it. Pain. Suffering. And it... Yeah, he's just like me going off like, oh god, it hurts.
Yeah. I made sure to keep all of it because it's so funny to watch.
And then, yeah, like, oh, look, it took off my ink. Oh,
Yeah.
no. No. God, why?
Yeah, it's like the craziest, like, record squeaky sound. Like, squeaky.
It's like, why is there no God? There's only masking fluid.
You look like the Flash, like, going real quick, like, typing something.
Well, if you give me some lovely cookies, I can possibly be in the Speed Force.
Oh, shit. You're gonna be John also when he was the Flashest man at Dayfest?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh man.
Nope, and yeah.
And this is why you're never using it again.
That is correct, yes.
Yeah, you need some of that other stuff. I remember I was watching that Iraqi video, the stuff they put over it before they airbrushed it.
Oh yeah, that's just that's basically
like
just cellophane.
Or
Yeah,
something?
it's pretty much just cellophane and tape.
Yeah, that would have worked if you had something like that maybe. Just like cut out something and then splotch it over it or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to use the brush and then you can just see anytime there's like a little small thing of me doing this.
Yeah.
That's because it hurts. I got a fucking blister, man, after that. And I'm like, oh, there it is. My beautiful inks. Oh.
Yeah, at one point you just decided you're like, we're going to just re-ink anything that gets messed up.
Yep, that is what happened.
And this, I think, is an illustration of why you kind of changed your process.
Yeah, so there we go.
To what you'll see later in the mermaid video is the one we're going to do next.
Yeah.
So. Or no, we already did that one, didn't we?
I don't remember.
Actually, we recorded that, but we haven't shown it. So I'll put it... I'll put this one up first, and then we'll put that one up, which is funny.
Womp womp womp.
That's pretty funny.
I don't remember anything anymore, man. I just kind of exist, and I'm like, wake up, and then like, oh, what piece is there to do today?
You need a con. You need to go to a con, man. I swear.
You know what I need? I need to get my dick flattened.
Oh no, not that meme.
It's time for your dick flattening, Matthew.
Oh, not that meme. No.
Yes, honey.
Not that meme. That's so dumb. You could throw in some Crash Bandicoot CBT stuff.
Of course, obviously. Time. And this is what we use to flatten the dick.
Oh my god. Man, it's crazy. This is what I have to deal with.
Gosh, I know.
That's funny.
You have to deal with such a pleasant individual all the time. Well, I have to deal with someone who constantly berates me every chance he gets.
I love it.
I'll give you a little kiss.
Okay, thank you. I love the blue on the tips of the trees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, it's a nice contrast. It's like they're in the same family, but they contrast each other just enough to be able to be very unique and give off a what's the word I'm looking for? You know, just it pops.
Yeah.
No, I think what we filmed was the mermaid little watercolor thing. The just the tip.
No, I'm pretty sure we filmed the whole video for that. We filmed commentary for that mermaid. I know because I edited it.
Oh, okay. I don't. I saw.
It's okay. Don't worry.
I honestly don't remember this.
Don't worry. We'll just talk about this lovely painting. This is where you're painting the staff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It's wooden, and then the
iron.
top part. Well, this. Yeah, the main thing is wood. This part, and then the top part is metal. And
I
has
said
like a trim.
iron.
Yeah, I know, but I was saying the part was wood, and then you cut me off and said it was iron.
No, the little metal part.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. Well, no, it's not iron. It's made from that dragon metal.
Yeah, the dragon metal.
Which is not iron.
Little kiss for you.
All right, Matthew. I think some anime later tonight will do you good.
I guess. Also, we're talking about these orcs as well.
Yeah.
I chose this color for them. They always have a very, like, either they're really dark blue, black.
Green
is another one, too.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to go for a red for this one, just mainly because of the fact that, one, it contrasts better with the piece.
Yeah.
Two, I felt like it kind of fit with the motif a bit better too, of being in this crystal thing, and I imagine it because also there's all those little red flakes.
Things there. Yeah, those crystals are, and the wolf's crystals are red too.
Yes.
Because we said that the longer you stay here, the more this crystal affects you.
Mm-hmm.
So even if they originally came here, it's possible their skin could have been affected.
Yeah, or I imagine that the trees, crystal trees, if they give off any fruit or anything like that.
Oh,
if you
yeah,
eat that,
you could do something like that, yeah.
You probably get skin dye, things like that.
Yeah, we haven't really explored stuff like that, but
yeah. I think the last thing I colored on this guy is the big wolf too, because of the fact that I wanted to make sure everything else kind of fit around him.
Mm-hmm.
At least because I remember his color being closer to like a green.
Yeah, he has more of a gray.
Green gray, like some it makes help, and then his red crystals that are going to be on his arm, his little spine thing helps him stand out a lot. Like you can see that he's a very powerful presence in this piece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then him having this kind of like ghostly apparition on his hind legs also kind of helps solidify the idea of this being a very mystical character.
Yeah. Dabbing it out there.
Yep, gotta dab it out.
Oof.
And this is one of the ones that's, it's like, if I remember correctly, this is not a full traditional piece. I do go in digitally and give it a little bit here and there.
Yeah, I think you fixed it and it was only like a minute worth of time or something.
Yeah, it was...
There was no video for it.
Yeah, there was no need to. Yeah. It was like... Because I just make the wolf in the foreground has a bit more shadow, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that it pushes it forward a bit more. Because it was a very... like how in like pieces where things are just a little too flat.
Yeah.
And it gave it a bit more depth by adding just like a small shadow in the front of it. And plus I had to photo merge this piece because, again, big doesn't fit on the scanner.
Yeah.
Whenever I do pieces this large, I have to scan it in like 4 times in order to get it to be able to fit the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is one of the reasons why I find it a pain in the ass to do large pieces, but like at the same time, it's pretty worth it.
Yeah, because you either need a really big scanner or you need really good photography.
Yeah.
Because there are places that do that professionally. Like you send them the painting and then they'll professionally photograph it for you and turn it digital.
Yeah.
It's pretty... I've watched the process. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that was where you forgot the line to his butt. You missed it just a second ago. There was no line.
There was a line. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I do remember that now.
Yeah, it took us the whole thing to notice it.
Yeah, it happens sometimes because again, like these characters blend together a lot.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes there'll be extra lines left over from stuff too that I've seen.
Yeah. That's just funny. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, again, we didn't notice it until the very end last time, so of course we weren't going to notice it here.
Yeah, I mean, that's how we are. We don't notice anything. We're men!
We hang around Devon too long, no, with those eyes.
Oh, God, Devon.
The Devon eyes.
The Devon eyes.
So what were we up to? Oh, yeah, we were painting the wolf here in the background. Yeah, where you were giving him that green.
Yeah, I did.
It goes with his red crystals.
Mm-hmm. Contrast green and red are always good contrasting colors.
Yeah.
It's a shame that they're only associated with Christmas here in America.
I know, right? It is weird, though. Yeah, because anytime you see green and red together, you just immediately start thinking Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Usually in Japan, they usually think of summer when they see red and green because they think of watermelon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go to the beach, crack the watermelon open.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Accidentally hit your friend on the head.
Oh, easily. Destroying him.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of that Ranma part where they were at the beach. And Kuno was, like, traumatized by watermelons.
As you should be.
Yeah. He was like on that weird island that just watermelons just kept hitting him or something. I can't even remember. It's like one of the randomest parts.
It's such a dumb fucking episode.
Yeah. Oh my god. Dude, but you gotta get a good beach episode in. I was resharpening doing some pencil work there.
Mm-hmm. Give it some yellow so it's got some light on the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, I was going to have some, like, white out come from the back area, but I decided against it just because I didn't think it needed it.
Alright. Oh, what did you say the little things on his paws are called on the internet? The beans or something? It's like a joke about the underside of paws.
The toe beans.
I never heard that before. I thought that was interesting.
I need a new brush.
Yeah, this is the step 1 of the whiteout brush going out.
Yeah, I'm out of ink, and then...
Mm-hmm.
They don't really sell it anywhere other than Kinokuniya, and Kinokuniya doesn't have even any like mail order for any of the art supplies.
Mm-hmm.
They only they'll mail you a book, but they won't mail you any art supplies.
Yeah, maybe we should go up there later in the week.
They're closed.
They're still closed?
They're still closed.
Okay, I didn't know if they were still closed or if they had reopened.
Trust me, I would have already gotten the new ink stuff if I knew they were open.
All right.
Oh well, I might go to jetpens.com and see about getting some refills there.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it'll take a while to get here anyway, so
yeah.
I'll have like by the time it gets here, I'll have like 10 pieces done, and then I'll still have like
We'll just go to Office Depot and get some more of those little whiteout pens. The other kind you use?
Oh, the Presto? Those aren't from Office Depot.
Oh, you can't get any whiteout like that either from them?
I've got 2 of them still. But...
Oh, you still have some of those.
Yeah,
ones?
but it doesn't...
Okay. No, you can't paint with it like
you can't paint with it.
No way.
No, the way I use that is I just smudge it to make it look like there's like a...
Yeah, you usually do that for like small outlines or things like that.
Very small, little, tiny details.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like thinking about getting some stuff, but due to certain financial situations based upon no conventions,
Oh, this is when I think you realized you had cut yourself or something. There's... yeah, and then you stamped it. I have it saved as a clip. You had cut yourself on the nib pen.
Oh, that's right.
You reached over there a second ago.
I forgot I did that. But yeah, now due to financial situations, due to no cons, I haven't really been able to purchase any new material. At least not in a sense where I'm like, this seems like a smart financial investment at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I know you need the tools and all that stuff, but like...
Definitely. And we're getting close to the end here, so I just figured I'd let it run real time since there was no digital.
Yeah.
And plus I noticed we were getting like really rushed towards the end of pieces when we were talking about them, because we didn't know when it would end sometimes.
Fair.
Because it's just going real quick.
Makes sense.
So this way we have about a minute to kind of close up. Yeah, we can start giving some final thoughts on it and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, this is a piece that I really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I finished it and had it scanned in, put onto the drive. It was something I would just look at whenever I was at work. It was a nice piece to just look at. It's one of the... it is one of the first pieces that I did in the more... what's the word? Traditional sense and just full-on traditional.
Yeah.
And it did spark a new interest in going full traditional on a lot of things. So I'm pretty glad for where it ended up. And I'm really glad to be able to go back and start doing traditional again.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting kind of sick of digital in the most part of it.
Yeah. I like seeing how I feel like your art became much better too once you started doing more like this by hand.
Mm-hmm. And then plus also doing it on larger pieces has always really been helpful too.
Yeah. Being able to put a lot more detail into it.
Yeah, I still have to do small pieces for if I'm doing like, heavy line art with like, nibs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. This is a pretty good example of what my art does whenever I do full traditional and do it in a sense that it's like on a large enough piece that I can work with or it's has enough detail in the characters and things like that. Overall, I think this was a step in the right direction towards where this book is going to go.
Yeah, I agree, for sure. So that was the piece.
Yep.
You can see the final product on screen.
It's going to be somewhere.
It'll be most of the screen.
All of the screen.
There you go.
Bee!
Going creamy mommy.
Boo!
So, I thought it was good. I really liked the way it turned out. I think we're going to probably... Did we order some of these for our store? I think
we did, yes.
Okay. I know
so this one will be on our store.
Yeah, so we're going to put... Some of them, we're going to be just putting them on print on demands, and some of them we'll be putting on our store because we're going to bring them to conventions.
Yes.
And show them off.
Next convention we have is going to be Tampa Bay Comic-Con in Tampa Bay, Florida. Excited to finally go back to a con, even if I have
It's a complete wild card.
Yeah, even if it's a complete wild card, and I have to worry about being hit by Florida Man.
That's, you know what? Damn, we should have done a Florida Man piece. All the powers of Florida Man.
And that's not happening.
We need to wear our cowboy hats though, since we're going out of state. We're gonna get some.
Yeah, but like Florida's southern and. They're pretty conservative. They probably already have cowboy hats there, and we'll be like...
We'll pick them up at the airport, then.
Yeah, probably.
Make it even easier.
Yeah, I don't want to carry that thing back on the plane, though.
Yeah, you're right. Well, that's why we just throw it in the trash. It's disposable. It's like the umbrellas in Japan. Just leave them everywhere after it rains.
I would hate to waste money on a hat like that. It just seems so miserable.
That's funny.
But, yeah, we'll be at Tampa Bay Comic-Con.
Yep, and then we'll be at Delta H-Con in the back half of July.
Yeah, the week after.
Oh, it's exactly the week after. Oh, okay,
yeah.
That's even better. I thought there was going to be a week I'd have to wait.
Nope, we're going to be a week after. And then that's also, what's fun, too, is that for Tampa Bay Comic-Con, while it's our first con back, and we'll have a much smaller setup, once we go to Delta H-Con, we actually have 2 booths there, so we get to have
all the cool stuff.
A lot of cool stuff. If you're going to be going, we'll be happy to see you there. If not, totally understand. It's a crazy world out there right now.
Yeah.
be honest with you, we're probably just as shocked as you are is that there is a con happening.
Mm-hmm. We're just gonna mask up,
mask out,
mask on, mask off, mask sideways.
I don't think you should wear it sideways. It's not CDC approved.
But I gotta protect my Sharingan eye. All right, with that we're out. We'll catch you later.
I guess yeah.
Oh, what?
Well, I thought we were gonna let them know that it was gonna be on Patreon.
Oh yeah. I guess you're right. Yeah.
We gotta let them know where they can find these videos and.
That's true. I'm always like, well, they're watching the video.
Well, yeah.
But yeah,
there's other places to find it.
That's true. We got stuff all over the place now. Right? Yeah, it's crazy. We're Instagram, Twitter, Patreon, Twitch. Yeah, come check our Twitch stream.
Yeah, we appreciate if you guys come check our Twitch stream out. You'll be able to see art done like this live, and you'll be able to interact with us while we're doing it. Also, there's currently still a raffle going on for the first 50 followers to get a free commission piece of their choice.
A little 12 by 12.
A little 12 by 12, and it'll be that one character. Please don't be lewd. That's all I'm asking. And I'll do it live on stream for y'all to see, and then we'll send it out to you. We also have an OnlyFans account.
We do have a troll OnlyFans account now.
That is actually also where we've been starting to promote our tutorial videos.
We have tutorials there and Gumroad.
Yes.
You can get the tutorial videos.
The tutorial videos are titled Just the Tip.
Just the Tip. That's all you need on OnlyFans.
That's all you need.
That's all you're going to get from us on OnlyFans. We're pretty picky.
It's true. So. What else? I think that's all of our platforms. I mean,
that is pretty much it right now. Yeah.
So.
Like I said, we do have some on-demand print stuff. That's in our link tree on Instagram.
Yes.
Or in the description in the video has a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Give us a follow on any of those sites if you like the video. Always be sure to rate, comment, subscribe. It helps us out a lot. We appreciate it every little bit. And with that, we will finally say.
You're right.
Goodbye.
Catch you later. Peace.